Welcome to Digital Signal Processing online lecture series. Myself Rima Rawat from LG Institute of Engineering Technology. In today's session, we are going to see the topic Inverse Z Transform from the unit Z Transform and its applications to analysis of LTI system. In the previous sessions, we have seen the definition of Z transform, its types, and we have seen the Z transform of some standard signals, the properties of Z transform, and few examples based on the Z transform. Now, in today's session, we are going to perform inverse Z transform operations on the given x of Z. That means we have to obtain the original sequence from the given Z transform sequence. Okay, so let's start with that. So first of all, what is inverse Z transform? So in previous session, as we have seen that whenever x of n, that means discrete time sequence, is given to you, if we perform the Z transform on that, we are going to have the x of Z, that means Z domain sequence. Now here we are considering the reverse case, that means whenever you are given the sequence in Z domain, and if you find the sequence originally back in its discrete time form, we are going to perform the inverse Z transform. So inverse Z transform is what? To get the original sequence in the discrete time form from its Z domain. That means to get the time domain sequence from the Z domain. Okay. Now to find the inverse Z transform for the given sequence, according to your syllabus, there are two methods. The first one is partial fraction expansion method, which is also called as PFE method. And the second is power series method, which is also called as long division method, or as direct method or simple method. Okay, so sometimes it is also referred to as the long division method or simple method or direct method of finding inverse Z transform. Okay, in today's session we are going to see the first partial fraction method, PFE method. Now this partial fraction method is similar to that you have seen in the mathematical subjects for the previous semesters. So to find the solution of the given quadratic equation using the partial fraction method, this will be the base of that, and according to the given cases of ROC, we will find the inverse Z transform. Okay, so let us see the first method, partial fraction expansion method. This is very important. Let us consider one example for that. So the data given to you is find the inverse Z transform using partial fraction expansion method if the given x of Z is Z into Z square minus 4Z plus 5 divided by Z minus 1 into Z minus 2 into Z minus 3. For ROC conditions given to you is first one mod Z greater than 3, second is 2 less than Z less than 3, and the third one is Z less than 1. Okay, let us see how we will find the solution for this. So to find the inverse Z transform of partial fraction, first of all, always remember that from the given x of Z, you will always have in the left hand side term in terms of x of Z by Z. That means let us see in this case, the given x of Z is what? Z into Z square minus 4Z plus 5 divided by Z minus 1 into Z minus 2 into Z minus 3. To have in the left hand side part x of Z by Z, we will divide it similarly on the right hand side part. So we can say that x of Z by Z, that will be equals to Z square minus 4Z plus 5 upon Z minus 1 into Z minus 2 into Z minus 3. That means always you have this term in the form of x of Z by Z. Okay. Now for this term we are going to perform the partial fraction method to obtain the constants. So let's do that. So over here the term is z square minus 4z plus 5 upon z minus 1 into z minus 2 into z minus 3. So first we are going to take the constant a for the first term, that is z minus 1. Then the second constant for the second term, z minus 2. And the third c divided by z minus 3. Okay. Now to find three of these values, first of all we will take z equals to 1 to get value a. Then we will take z equals to 2 to get the value b. And then we will take z equals to 3 to get the value c. Okay. So now first for value a we are taking z equals to 1. So in this term we are placing z equals to 1. So we will get a equals to 1 square, that is 1, minus 4 into 1 plus 5 divided by, as we have taken z equals to 1, so we are not placing this over here because this will be cancelled out. So this will be 1 minus 2, then 1 minus 3, right? So this will give the value 1 minus 4 plus 5 divided by minus 1 into minus 2. Okay, so this will give the value 1, right? Because over here 5 plus 1, that is 6 minus 4, that means 2 divided by minus 2, sorry, minus minus plus 2. So 2 by 2 is 1, right? So here the answer of A is 1. Similarly for B, so for B we will take z equals to 2. So over here b equals to, we will place over here z equals to 2. So 2 square minus 4 into 2 plus 5 divided by 2 minus 1 into 2 minus 3, right? That will give us 4 minus 8 plus 5 divided by 1 into minus 1. So here the answer will be minus 1. Okay. So the answer of B is minus 1. Now for C, we will take z equals to 3. So C, that will be equals to 3 square minus 4 into 3 plus 5 divided by 3 minus 1 into 3 minus 2, right? That will be equals to 9 minus 12 plus 5 upon 2 into 1, right? So here the answer will be 1. Okay. So these are the values for constants a, b and c, where the value of a is 1, b is minus 1 and for c it is 1. So we'll place these three values in this term to get the x of z by z term. Okay. So now we can say that over here x of z by z, that is equals to a upon z minus 1, and the value of a is 1, so that is 1 upon z minus 1, b upon z minus 2, and the value of b is minus 1, so minus 1 upon z minus 2, and c value is plus 1, that is 1 upon z minus 3, right? Now we will take this z term on the right hand side. So we will get x of z, that is equals to z upon z minus 1 minus z upon z minus 2 plus z upon z minus 3, right? So this is the x of z, for which we have to find x of n according to the ROC conditions. Okay, so this is how we have obtained the x of z. And now we will find x of n for the given ROC cases. Let us see which ROC cases are given to us. So the first case over here is z greater than 3. Okay, so for that let us see. First ROC case is Z greater than 3. Now as you can see here, the minimum value is 1 and the maximum value is 3. That means when we are considering the maximum case, it should be always obvious that it is greater than 2 and 1. Now remember the formula which we have seen in the previous sessions. We have seen that for a raised to n u of n, the Z transform was Z upon Z minus a, for which the ROC was mod Z greater than a. Okay, and we have seen the another variant of this, that means if it is a raised to minus a raised to n u of minus n minus 1, for that also Z transform was Z upon Z minus a, but for that ROC condition was Z less than a. Okay, we are going to use this to find the answer of this. As you can see over here, the term are in terms of Z upon Z minus a, where a values are 1, 2, 3 likewise, and we are given the condition greater than 3. So for greater than a condition, the formula was a raised to n u of n. So we are going to use this to get x of n. So here x of n will be a raised to n u of n, where a is 1. So that is 1 raised to n u of n minus, here the value of a is 2. So that is 2 raised to n u of n plus 3 raised to n u of n, right? So this is the answer for the first case, that is ROC greater than 3. Okay, now the second case for ROC is 2 less than Z less than 3, right? So that means here the Z is greater than 2 and it is less than 3. That means if it is greater than 2, it is obvious that it is greater than 1, but it is less than 3. So for this we need to consider the case this ROC. So for that the formula will be used is minus a raised to n u of minus n minus 1. So for this, the inverse Z transform, that means original sequence x of n, that will be equals to 1 raised to n u of n. That means if the value of a is 1 and 2, for that it is a raised to n u of n only. And for 3 value, it is minus a raised to n, that is minus 3 raised to n u of minus n minus 1. Okay. Now the third case of ROC, it is Z less than 1, that means it is less than to the lowest value, that means 1. Okay, so for that all of these values will be negative, that means x of n, for first it is minus a raised to n u of minus n minus 1, next is minus a raised to n u of minus 1, that means here already it is minus and the formulas minus will make it plus. So minus minus plus 2 raised to n u of minus n minus 1 minus 3 raised to n u of minus n minus 1. Okay. So these are the difference according to the given ROC cases in the answer. So the first over here is when it is greater than 3, all the answers will be in terms of a raised to n u of n. So for that x of n is a raised to n u of n for the values 1, 2 and 3. Now for the second case over here, it is greater than 2 and it is less than 3. So for 1 and 2 it is a raised to n u of n, and for 3 it is minus a raised to n u of minus n minus 1. So for the second case the answer is like this. And for the third case, that means Z less than 1, it means it is the lowest of the lowest value. So for the all of 3 cases it is minus a raised to n u of minus n minus 1. Okay. So these are the answer for inverse Z transform according to the ROC cases. Now in exam, whatever the data given to you, you need to follow these steps. That means according to partial fraction method, you will find the constant values and it will be applied to the given ROC conditions for these two formula variants, that is for mod Z greater than A and for modes are less than 8. Okay. In the next session, we are going to see the second method, that is power series method or long division method. These are the references. Thank you. Thank you for listening.